gyms.
Patio and pool clearance.
Bars and bar stools.
That's Watson's.
Tomorrow at 5, Channel 4 News is working for you in high definition.
Hurricane Ike after the storm, the rubble, and a massive search and rescue in Texas for those who didn't make it out.
Somebody, please help us. Please.
Unplugged in Houston, the nation's fourth largest city, out of power, out of business tonight. And the spike in gas prices nationwide as fear of shortages grows.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. A full day after Hurricane Ike blasted into Texas, there is growing anxiety over those who didn't get out, and there were thousands of them before that surge of water buried their Galveston neighborhoods. Across the region, the death toll is at least 13. Ike has left an indelible calling card along the Texas coast, from flattened homes to millions left sweating out another miserable night in the dark, many still in shelters. The very early damage estimate is at least $8 billion on the low end. Almost 2 million electricity customers in the Houston area are without power. Nearly 2,000 people have been rescued from flooded or damaged neighborhoods, 400 by air. Tonight, 15 refineries in the region remain shut down, and gas prices are up. We have a lot of correspondents in the region tonight. We're going to start with the tale of the two cities hit hardest by Ike. And to lead us through that part of our coverage, let's begin in Galveston with NBC's Amy Robach. Amy?
Good evening, Lester. Well, this is what happens when a wall of water 10 to 12 feet high comes rushing into a residential area. Hurricane Ike flattened and ripped apart several homes here along the Ofad Bayou. In fact, just a few hours ago when we arrived here, a man was trapped in his second floor up in his house. Police had to come in and rescue him. That is a story that has been told so many times across the Gulf region. Earlier this afternoon, Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff visited the area, and on Tuesday, President Bush will also tour the damage. NBC's Janet Shamlian has been following the very latest from here in Galveston. She joins us now. Janet, good evening.
Amy, good evening. When the sun goes down here in Galveston, everything stops. There are no lights, no running water, no gas, no food. Really no way to survive right now. And hundreds of people who didn't want to evacuate before the storm are now desperate to get out.
Galveston in shreds. As the island started picking up the pieces, hundreds of the newly homeless, scared and frustrated, lined up for help.
33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, where's the family split?
These are among the thousands who defied government orders to evacuate before the storm.
Me and my son lost our home. It was under the water. It was over our heads. Well, it was to my chin, and my car's floating down the road right now, so it's a very scary situation.
Now they have no choice but to leave, their homes destroyed.
We lost everything. We got our kids, but I'm scared.
The buses are taking these people to shelters in San Antonio. How long they'll be there, they don't know. And even more unknown, what they'll do after that.
It all comes after Galveston took a direct hit as Hurricane Ike roared ashore as a strong Category 2 early Saturday morning. The surge swamped the island, destroyed homes, sparked fires, and then the human toll, 3 confirmed dead.
They'll say, why do you leave? But it's easier said than done, too. Really, it is.
Emergency crews in the region were overwhelmed with calls for rescues, some unanswered.
They said, tie your ID to your ankle and grab an ice chest and just hope to God you get caught, or so they can identify you if you die.
Without power and water, food and gas, Galveston is uninhabitable.
Do not come back to Galveston. You cannot live here at this time. We have recovered before, and we're going to do it again.
Some vowing not even to try.
This just let us see that this happened and it can happen again. Yeah. So it's time to just start all over again. It's time.
Still unknown here, the fate of the vulnerable West End, underwater, and authorities hope without more victims.
And many of those residences on the West End are vacation rentals and second homes. There is a mandatory curfew here, only essential personnel being allowed on and off the island. Right now, a lot of people on the other side of the causeway are very anxious to come to Galveston Island and check on their homes. But authorities say they will not let that happen until they restore power here, and that could be 2 weeks or more. Amy?
NBC's Janet Shamlian, thank you. About an hour from here in Houston, that city also facing massive power outages and cleanup. NBC's Don Teague is there with the very latest for us this evening. Don.
Good evening, Amy. With most of Houston still in the dark and the city just littered with debris, the mayor has ordered a curfew every night for the next week. Cleanup here has begun, but the weather hasn't helped. As if Hurricane Ike wasn't bad enough, torrential downpours drenched an already waterlogged Houston today, slowing efforts to clean up the city.
We got to do what we got to do. But for the cleanup, we're getting it going.
The rains re-flooded some roads and highways where the storm surge had receded, creating traffic jams and preventing trucks carrying pre-positioned relief supplies and gasoline from reaching areas that needed both. Local officials pleaded for patience.
We expect FEMA to deliver these supplies, and we will hold them accountable.
Somebody who has had their home completely blown away is going to be in a lot worse shape than somebody who doesn't have a bag of ice.
Some stores did reopen today, blocks of ice and generators in highest demand. Millions here are still in the dark and will be in some cases for weeks. The few gas stations with electricity had long lines, but no fuel.
Should have been at church, but we're not, so we congregate here. Right.
For residents here, the soaking rain,
it's a mess. It really is.
Added insult to injury.
It's wiped out a lot of people's jobs. A lot of people.
Many returned to find businesses and homes damaged by floodwaters, or in neighborhoods like this one in Pasadena, crushed by fallen trees.
Looks like it got his gable there a little bit, but hopefully it didn't puncture a hole.
But in some neighborhoods,
right now we're declared a disaster zone.
There's no going back at all.
It's excellent.
I can't let anyone in.
I'm out of gas. My shoes have ants in them.
Let anyone in.
There is some progress here. About 250,000 homes had their power restored today, and Houston's water system is up and running, though residents should boil their water for at least another day. Amy?
NBC's Don Teague in Houston, thanks so much. Let's send it back now to Lester in New York.
All right, Amy, thanks. We want to turn now to how Ike's impact is being felt far beyond Texas tonight, from heavy rain and flooding in parts of the Midwest to a surge in gas prices because of shuttered Texas oil refineries. The nationwide average price for a gallon of gas has risen 12 cents to $3.80 since Ike made landfall yesterday. CNBC's Scott Cohn is in Clear Lake, Texas tonight to explain why we are all about to get soaked by Ike. Scott?
Lester, these increases are happening nationwide, and they're happening even though oil companies are saying that while there was damage from Hurricane Ike, that damage could have been much worse. Hurricane Ike hit the U.S. energy industry where it lives, the Gulf of Mexico and the Texas Gulf Coast. Officials say as many as 10 offshore oil platforms like these were destroyed. But fears of flooded refineries didn't come true, and the Energy Department is releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to ease any shortages. So what explains this?
It's $1 more than what this advertised price is. So, I mean, it's very discouraging.
Florida's Attorney General suspects price gouging. He's already issuing subpoenas.
We do not have a gas shortage in Florida. There may be some spot problems because of things like what happened in Tallahassee, but there is no actual gasoline shortage yet.
But industry officials say the reality is more complex. A quarter of U.S. refinery capacity shut down ahead of the storm as a precaution. Restarting those refineries could take weeks. Also down, the pipelines that carry the gas to the rest of the country. Shell, meanwhile, says it's up to station owners to set prices based on several factors and unique market conditions. But the company says it is encouraging dealers to price responsibly. Industry consultant Andy Lippow, his own home and office hit by the storm, says most of the industry is behaving, but not all. Is it gouging or is it supply and demand?
Well, it's both. We've got supply and demand, and the price is going up to a certain extent to stretch our supplies around the country. And there's no doubt that individual station owners may be gouging the consumer.
In the storm zone and across the country, adding insult to injury. So how might these price increases last? How long? Well, in maybe a couple of months, in part because service station owners need to make up their own costs when prices spike. So it is not your imagination. Prices do go up a lot faster than they come down. Lester?
Scott Cohn. Scott, thanks very much. Tonight, Ike is a tropical depression which describes the mood in parts of the Midwest tonight, reeling from Ike's still very heavy winds and rain. NBC Weather Plus meteorologist Jeff Ranieri is monitoring the situation from Surfside Beach, Texas tonight. Jeff?
Well, good evening to you, Lester. As people continue to clean up from the devastation here, it is causing major problems on the map. The remnants of Ike, that is, even hurricane-force wind gusts in Louisville today at 75 miles per hour. As we look at the radar, what you'll notice is the track of the storm headed right through the central U.S. and is now parking itself over Michigan. That's where flash flood warnings are in effect, and we could see another 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. And earlier, we set an all-time record at O'Hare Airport in Chicago with 6.64 inches in just 24 hours. Again, that has never happened, and because of that, 400 people were evacuated along the Chicago River. To the south in St. Louis, the combination of a frontal system moving in and Ike at the same time, we had 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour. That led to, of course, quick rising water on the streets and plenty of water rescues that were underway. Also at this time in Ohio, at least 600,000 people without power. The good news tonight, Lester, there are no storms brewing, at least right now, in the Atlantic.
We'll take whatever good news we can get. Jeff Ranieri, thanks. We talked gas prices a moment ago. Another big economic story is breaking tonight on Wall Street on the future of Lehman Brothers. It's the nation's fourth largest investment bank, and it is teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. And there are reports of a huge merger in the works. CNBC's senior economics reporter Steve Leisman is here to help us sort it out. Steve, another Sunday night, and we're talking major economic news and the government smack in the middle of it again.
Yeah, and Lester, things are moving so fast that in just the past several minutes, NBC has been able to confirm that a $50 billion fund is being formed by U.S. and foreign banks in order to save troubled companies. This comes as intense negotiations all weekend long to try to save Lehman Brothers, find a buyer. They appear to have failed, and Wall Street at least is bracing for a bankruptcy by Lehman Brothers. Unable to save Lehman, what happened is the government, the Treasury, and the Federal Reserve turned their attention to the next tier of companies, and it looks like there are talks right now for Merrill Lynch, for Bank of America, to buy out Merrill Lynch. Talk of a $40 billion deal there. CNBC's David Faber reporting that insurance giant AIG trying to raise $50 billion before the markets open in the morning. Markets not taking this well at all. What's happening is markets are down some 2.5% to 3%. U.S. futures here in America and over in Asia. The big story here, Lester, the government so far has refused to put any money in and is letting the markets sort this out as best they can on their own. Lester?
Breaking economic news, Steve. I know you and your colleagues will be all over this, and we should remind folks special live coverage of the Lehman crisis tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on CNBC. When NBC Nightly News continues this Sunday, new information on that commuter train disaster in California and a first-hand account of what happened from a survivor who helped others make it out alive.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
Enter the deep end of moisture. Only Olay Ribbons Body Wash adds a ribbon of actual moisture to wrap your skin in 2 times the moisturizers. Olay Ribbons Body Wash from Olay.
I was one of those people too who was like, soy, I was a little weary about it. And then when I drank it, I was like, this is so good.
Silk has soy protein, antioxidants, and omega-3s, plus all the calcium and vitamins A and D of milk. Silk. Take a step forward.
Steaming is such an important part of fresh Asian cuisine.
Our innovative steamer cooks right in your microwave.
For tender chicken and fluffy rice in a delicious sweet and spicy sauce.
New Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers in 4 authentic recipes.
Jill is a juggler. Ball 1, her children's education. Ball 2, her parents. Ball number 3, her retirement. How does she keep them all in the air? TD Ameritrade. They help her juggle all the human events that make Jill's real life real. To help you stay balanced and diversified, no matter what life throws at you, call or visit TD Ameritrade. Independence is the spirit that drives America's most successful investors.
In California, victims of that deadly train collision were remembered in Sunday services, even as federal officials combed the wreckage for more clues into the cause of the rail crash that killed 25 people and injured 134. With the latest on the investigation, here's NBC's Tom Costello.
In the Los Angeles suburb of Chatsworth, recovery teams have been removing the twisted cars as investigators pick their way through the remains of Friday's commuter train disaster. Metrolink says computer records show its engineer ran a red signal seconds before crashing into the oncoming freight train. But why? The Metrolink engineer who died was a 12-year veteran, certified on the route, who knew the track, the switches, and the signals.
The engineers are accustomed to lights that are either green, yellow, or red, and they know where they are in the system, and they know to look for them. There's no mystery about it. It's simply what amounts to a traffic signal on a train system.
And there's evidence the Metrolink train may have also run through a closed switch meant to detour the freight train onto another track. So did the engineer follow procedures? Investigators are interviewing the dispatcher and reviewing recordings of the radio communications between the engineer and his critically injured conductor.
He has to confirm the signals he's seeing. He calls them out to his conductor.
Investigators will also see the accident firsthand when they review video like this from a previous accident from the freight train's perspective. This government video of a crash test shows the utter devastation when two trains collide on the same track. But sharing a track is not unusual.
Passenger and freight trains share the same tracks just about everywhere in this country that passenger trains run.
The NTSB is also looking into reports that the engineer may have been text messaging just before the crash.
I cannot imagine. It just defies the imagination that any engineer would be texting.
There is technology to stop a train that runs a signal, a redundant technology the NTSB has been pushing for years. But a move to require it is hung up in Congress as investigators sift through the worst rail disaster in 12 years. Tom Costello, NBC News, Chatsworth, California.
And now to the victims and an incredible first-hand account of what it was like to be inside that commuter train when the accident happened. NBC's John Larson reports.
Of those who survived, most sat furthest from the impact in the last car.
You're going 50 miles an hour and then you're not instantly. It was just 1 minute normal, next minute utter, complete chaos.
After the crash, 36-year-old Jeremy Schneider's seatmate was no longer in her seat.
She got launched into that wall and now is standing and her head is completely demolished in the back.
The floor littered with the injured. Jeremy lifted a disabled passenger, lost and delirious.
I go to lift her up and I realize there's a body under her and it's moving.
He saw the conductor and a sheriff's deputy badly injured and grabbed their microphones.
I press the button. I say, please, I'm using Sheriff Evers' microphone. If anybody can hear us out there, we need help. Send everything you have. You don't understand how bad this is. Please send everything you have right away.
One of the few without serious injury, Jeremy tried to put out a fire.
I'm running back screaming to everybody in every car, there's a fire, you've got to get out now. If you can walk, you need to get out now. And there's a few really heroic guys who are trying to get people out of that first car at this point, through the back, which had been blown open in that car.
Rescuers would later peer into the carnage inside the first car, but Jeremy and other passengers got there first.
I'm shocked when I look in there to see there's 3 or 4 human beings who are standing, who are moving towards us. You know, I couldn't believe anybody was even alive in that car.
They helped 3 women crawl out and then turned to the dozens on the ground bleeding and in shock.
You don't go to sleep. You stay awake. You stay awake. You hear me? You keep fighting. And we all knew each other, you know? Maybe that's why there were so many people who just who stayed and fought with and tried to help people, you know?
Across Los Angeles today, people stopped and wondered. And those like Jeremy wondered, how could there have been no additional backup safety systems? And how could he have walked out without one scratch?
Was my whole life leading up to this? Really? Is this what my whole life was leading up to? You know?
John Larson, NBC News, Simi Valley, California.
What a vivid and emotional account of tragedy. When we come back, late news from the campaign trail.
We need more energy from all sources. Fortunately, there's enough untapped oil and natural gas here in America to power more than 60 million cars and heat 160 million households for 60 years. But unlike many countries, our Congress puts much of it off limits. A majority of Americans say that should change. Today's technology allows us to tap these resources and protect the environment. So let's put America's oil and natural gas to work for Americans.
Steaming is such an important part of fresh Asian cuisine.
Our innovative steamer cooks right in your microwave.
For tender chicken and fluffy rice in a delicious sweet and spicy sauce.
New Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers in 4 authentic recipes.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. All internet providers take you to the same internet, so why pay more to get there? Net Zero is only $9.95 a month, and we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or visit netzero.com.
I always thought calcium and vitamin D and exercise would keep my bones healthy. But I got osteoporosis anyway, so my doctor started me on once-monthly Boniva. And he told me something important. Boniva works with your body to help stop and reverse bone loss. My test results proved I was able to stop and reverse my bone loss with Boniva. And studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women did too.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develops, tell your doctor.
I've got this one body and this one life, so I wanted to stop my bone loss. But I did more than that. I reversed it with Boniva. Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you.
Boniva helps stop and reverse bone loss.
We turn to politics now, where the latest national polls show that John McCain and Barack Obama are in a statistical dead heat. One reason, both campaigns ratcheted up the rhetoric this weekend. NBC's Savannah Guthrie reports.
Thank you. Nice to see you. John McCain today attending a NASCAR event in New Hampshire.
It's great to be back in New Hampshire.
As a newly aggressive Obama campaign revved up, announcing its best fundraising month ever, $66 million raised in August, and releasing a new ad blasting McCain's ties to lobbyists.
He just picked a Washington super lobbyist to plan his administration.
In New Hampshire this weekend, Obama's most sustained attack yet on his opponent.
The McCain-Palin ticket, they don't want to debate the Obama-Biden ticket on issues because they are running on 8 more years of what we've just seen.
Obama getting tougher as McCain pulls closer. Governor Sarah Palin campaigning solo for the first time in the lower 48 states, making it a fierce battle for a key group, women.
This November, with your help, we're going to shatter one glass ceiling once and for all.
The latest Newsweek poll shows McCain getting a big bounce with white women voters. Nearly a quarter of those women saying they're more likely to vote for McCain with Palin on the ticket.
No way, no how, no McCain, no Palin.
One reason Hillary Clinton was out campaigning for Obama in Ohio, and female surrogates made the rounds on the Sunday shows.
She doesn't know anything and isn't ready to be vice president.
I think Barack Obama, his campaign, and the Democratic Party is very worried right now.
Tomorrow, both Palin and Obama have campaign events here in Colorado, a key battleground state where polls show a virtual tie, a reflection of a race that's tightening almost everywhere. Savannah Guthrie, NBC News, Denver, Colorado.
Meantime, a political dead ringer is what many are calling actress Tina Fey after seeing her portrayal of Sarah Palin on Saturday Night Live. Here's a Republican vice presidential nominee. And this is Tina Fey as she appeared in her character makeup. Look at the resemblance and Fey's presentation alongside Amy Poehler's Hillary Clinton.
Just look at how far we've come. Hillary Clinton, who came so close to the White House, and me, Sarah Palin, who is even closer. Can you believe it, Hillary?
I cannot.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler on Saturday Night Live. We'll have more from Texas right after this.
Like that's ever gonna happen. So make sure you're protected with Tena Serenity's complete line of bladder weakness products. Tena, real protection for real life. And try Tena overnight pads, specially designed for lie-down protection so you can get a good night's sleep.
Sometimes life can be, well, a little uncomfortable. But when it's hard or hurts to go to the bathroom, there's Dulcolax Stool Softener. Dulcolax Stool Softener doesn't make you go, it just makes it easier to go. Dulcolax Stool Softener. Make yourself comfortable.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today, men can also be ready with another dosing option, Cialis for daily use, a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you. So when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Take away the celebrity, the thrilling words. What's left? Old ideas masquerading as change. Obama and his liberal allies promise higher taxes on your income, life savings, your electric bill. They oppose offshore drilling. It's not change. It's more of the same. Obama and his liberal allies not ready to lead.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
The aftermath of Ike. As rescue and recovery continue, Matt Lauer reports live from the hurricane zone. Tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Hurricane Ike, the aftermath. NBC Nightly News, Monday.
Here in Galveston, for the 23,000 people who chose to stay behind and ride out Hurricane Ike, finally today, some much-needed help. A long line of cars quickly formed on the once-deserted Seawall Boulevard once word spread that the U.S. Army was handing out ice and water to those in need. Each car was packed with the essentials, some asking for extra to bring back to those neighbors who may have lost vehicles in those rising floodwaters. It was a long wait for some, but after 36 hours without power, it was indeed a welcome relief. We witnessed a lot of thank yous, a lot of hugs, a true community spirit for a community that was much in need, Lester, of one, and certainly may help them get through in the next weeks and months to come.
All right, Amy, thanks very much. And that is NBC Nightly News for this Sunday. Football Night in America is coming up next, followed by Sunday Night Football. The Steelers take on the Browns. Brian Williams will be here tomorrow. I'm Lester Holt reporting from New York. For all of us here at NBC News, good night.
Heroes, September 22nd on NBC.
Tonight, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns.
Not only do you have to take on the Cleveland Browns, you have to take on the Dog Pound.
Next on NBC.
Middle Tennessee weather can be dangerous most months out of the year, so you really have to be ready for anything.
We're the only television station in Middle Tennessee with our own live Doppler radar.
We see the storms developing before they ever become storms.
Our radar image can give you the latest 6 minutes earlier. We can show you where the storm is right now. Nobody else in Middle Tennessee has that capability.
We have the tools that the other stations have, plus more.
Channel 4 live pinpoint Doppler.
We've got the right crew and the right equipment to keep you safe.
New model year-end closeout. Family campers in Lebanon. Authorized by Forest River. Largest manufacturer of campers in the U.S. New 07 Cardinal 33-foot fifth wheel. Save $22,053. New 08 Puma 25-foot bunkhouse travel trailer. Save $4,735. New 07 Flagstaff 170 pop-up. Save $2,000. New 08 Puma 19-foot travel trailer. Save $4,476.
Join our family at Family Campers.
Ends September 30th.
Tomorrow at 5, Channel 4 News is working for you in high definition.
Sunday Night Football returns to NBC with the biggest games,